Chapter 22. Squirrels Like Nuts. Manga Girl draws while we wait for the bus, then during the ride. But she won't let us see what she's creating. I use Todd's phone to call home, but get the answering machine. Tutu, I say, we'll be back soon. Don't worry. The bus drops us off 1 block from my apartment, right in front of Capitol Hill International Market, which is a mini market with all sorts of specialty foods. I've been here 1,000,000 times with Tutu. It's her favorite place to shop because of the owners, Mr. and Mrs. Wong, include Hawaiian foods in their store. Tutu buys things like guava jam, hibiscus honey lemon tea, Kona coffee, macadamia and shortbread cookies, papaya seed dressing, and coconut syrup, which she loves to pour over vanilla ice cream. This is my special place, Autumn explains. How come? Todd asks. I don't get to see my grandparents very often, so Tutu is like a step-grandma to me. Whenever I go to Leilani's house, Tutu brings us here for treats. The first time she did, she introduced me to chocolate-covered macadamia nuts. They're now my favorite candy. I remember the day. We were in kindergarten, brand new best friends. And while Autumn's mom and my mom chatted in the kitchen, Tutu walked Autumn and me to the market. Mr. Wong had bought a new shave ice machine, and he was handing out samples. Tutu informed him that shave ice was a Hawaiian invention. He said the Chinese invented it, because they invented everything. He and Tutu got in a big argument, but eventually we ordered, and I got a passion fruit, and Autumn got a strawberry, because she was scared about trying a new flavor. That was when Tutu said, "Come, look at this, Autumn. These nuts are the most special nuts in all of Hawaii." And then she told Autumn the same story she told me when I tried my first macadamia nut. You have to wait 10 long years for the tree to mature. Then the nuts grow. But you can't pick from the tree. You can't pick them from the tree. You have to wait for the tree to offer you the nuts by dropping them on the ground. Then each nut is carefully gathered and given the respect it deserves. Even a nut has mana. She bought Autumn an entire box, and she's been buying them for Autumn ever since. We're about to go in the store when the glass door opens and the Haileys walk out. They're each holding a shave ice and wearing their plastic leis. "Hey, Todd," Hailey Chun says, ignoring the rest of us. "Hey, Hailey," he says back. "You guys eating snow cones in the middle of winter? That's cool. Since my theme is Hawaiian luau, I thought we'd come down and get some shaved ice." She smiles at him. Her ice is bright blue. "What are you doing?" "We're still on a scavenger hunt," he tells her. "Oh, that's right, Leilani's sleepover. Are you guys having fun?" She says the word fun in a snippy way. Then she looks at the other 5 Haileys and rolls her eyes. I cringe. Manga Girl steps in front of me. "For your information, Hailey, we are having fun. Lots of fun. It's the best scavenger hunt ever. And too bad you weren't on the do not invite list, because apparently that's the list to be on." "What are you talking about?" Hailey asks with a sneer. "We're making magic soup," Todd tells her. "We have one more ingredient to collect." Hailey McDonald steps forward. "Magic soup?" Her eyes are orange, and she's shivering. "What's that?" Autumn pushes some curls from her face. "It's blessed by a moon goddess." She sounds absolutely certain of the fact. "That sounds amazing," Hailey Ranson says. "It sounds stupid." Hailey Chun begins to cross the street. The others follow except for Hailey Ranson, who's looking at me. She grips her lime green shave ice. "Do you think—" "Hailey!" Hailey Chun yells. Hailey Ranson hurries behind her. When they're out of earshot, I turn to Manga Girl. I can't believe she stood up for me. Why would she do that? I also can't believe that I'm about to thank the girl who used me for social commentary in her cartoons. But sometimes you just have to swallow your pride. Thanks for telling Haileys that you're having fun at my sleepover. But you didn't have to lie for me. I didn't lie. That, she said. Then a whoosh. She flies into the store. Hello, Leilani. Hello, Autumn, Mrs. Wong called. She's at the counter next to the cash register. Where's Tutu? She's waiting for us at home, I tell her. We close in 10 minutes, Mr. Wong bellows. He's mopping the floor. 10 minutes, so finish shopping. Don't take too long. He's cranky because we just had 6 girls in here buying shave ice, Mrs. Wong explains. The machine sprayed ice everywhere. I don't know why they want to eat ice on such a cold night. I don't know why they all have the same name. No more ice, Mr. Wong hollers. We close in 5 minutes. Autumn needs something, I explain, stepping back so Autumn can talk. Autumn stands on tiptoe and folds her hands on the counter. Miss Wong, do you have any chocolate-covered macadamia nuts? I don't need a whole box. I just need one. Do they come individually wrapped? Just one? Miss Wong looks over her glasses. But what about your friends? It's for a project, Autumn says. Just one will do. We're making magic soup. Miss Wong nods thoughtfully. Magic soup, she smiled. I have an open box in my office. Since you are a loyal customer, I'll share one with you. She hurries away just as Mr. Wong hollers, We're closed! She's back and hands Autumn a little sandwich bag with a single chocolate-covered macadamia nut inside. Thank you, Autumn says. Then she looks at me. We can go now. Even though I'm hungry and tired and worried that Tutu will be worried, I don't leave. Standing in the market surrounded by the foods from Tutu's homeland, I realized something. Each of my sleepover guests collected an ingredient for the soup that was meaningful to them. But the box of elbow macaroni isn't important to me. Not anymore. Mrs. Wong, do you have a taro root? I ask. Certainly. We're closed, Mr. Wong yells from the back of the room. Could I get just a tiny piece? That's all I need. Let me guess, she says, putting a finger to her chin. For the magic soup? I nod. She reaches in the drawer and takes out a small knife. Then we walk over to the produce aisle. I find a taro right away. It's shaped like a potato, only the skin is deep, dark brown. Mrs. Wong cuts it in half. Here you are, no charge. Now go before my husband's head pops off. Thank you, Mrs. Wong, we all say, except for William, of course. We hurry to my apartment building, but while the others wait in the lobby, I run over to Haley Chun's building and hand the box of elbow macaroni to the doorman. Can you give this back to Haileys? I don't need it anymore. Tutu's in the kitchen. She's wearing her pink bathrobe and making herself a cup of tea. You're back, she says, not seeming one bit worried. How was your adventure? It was great, Todd exclaims. We got all the stuff for the soup. We pile all the coats and the shield onto the chair. Then Todd unpacks the ingredients and sets them on the kitchen table. Tutu pulls her cat-eye glasses from her bathrobe pocket and slides them onto her nose. Candy, grass, popcorn, a chocolate-covered macadamia nut. She picks up the root. Who chose taro? Me, I tell her. The skin around her eyes crinkles. She's smiling. It's not very often Tutu smiles big with her whole face. Hey, do I smell pizza? Todd charges into the living room. I thought you'd be hungry, Tutu explains. Hungry? I'm famished. 2 pizza boxes sit on the coffee table, along with paper plates, napkins, and sodas. Cheese, Todd belts. My favorite. He grabs a slice, then sticks another slice on top. I'm not sleeping next to him tonight, I whisper to Autumn. Manga Girl opens the second box. This one's Hawaiian. Autumn carefully chooses a slice and sets it neatly on a plate. I'll never understand why it's Hawaiian if it's made with Canadian bacon. Tutu lets us know that she's going to bed and that we aren't to disturb her unless King Kamehameha himself rises from the dead and asks for her. And I'm not cleaning up your messes. Then her bedroom door closes. We stuff our face. I eat 2 slices of Hawaiian, then split a 3rd slice with Autumn. She nibbles on the cheesy part, avoiding the crust. When my stomach feels like it might burst, I lean against the couch pillows. Manga Girl's still eating, and so is Todd. William's taken off his hat, but he sits cross-legged on the floor staring at his plate. That's when I realized he hasn't eaten a bite. I'm not sure what to do to make him feel better. Manga Girl looks up from her pizza and watches William for a moment. Her fox ears twitch. Then she grabs her sketchbook. Hey, William, I know how to cheer you up. Want to see the cartoon I drew of Belle? She opens the book and holds it up. We all gasp. She's going to let us see? We push our plates to the side and scoot closer. In the first frame, a black cat is sitting alone, looking very angry. A chain hangs from the cat's neck, and at the end of the chain is a big metal ball, and on that ball is the word cancer. In the next few frames, a boy with a fur hat, a big plaid coat walks up to the cat. He's holding a pair of wire cutters, and on the cutters is the word love. The boy cuts the chain, and in the last frame the boy is holding the cat who is now free of cancer. Both the boy and the cat are smiling. Wow, that's really good, Todd says. It looks just like William. Manga Girl signs the bottom corner, then tears the cartoon from her sketchbook and hands it to William. He manages a half smile, but his pale eyes are still full of sadness. I'm not mad at Manga Girl anymore. I don't even really care what she drew of me, because the cartoon of Belle and William is the nicest cartoon I've ever seen. Did you draw one of me? Todd asks. Yep, she flipped the pages. Then she shows the drawing. There's Todd with long, skinny legs, short, dark hair, and uniform. He stands next to an empty bench, holding a basketball. Icicles hang from the bench. I furrow my brow, trying to figure it out. Oh, I get it, Todd says after a minute. I've got icicles because I'm not warming it anymore. He laughs. She signs it, gives it to him. I made one of you. Now it's Autumn's turn. Manga Girl turns the page and shows a drawing of a girl with lots of curls and super big eyes. She's wearing a hat like the one Manga Girl wears, but it has squirrel ears. She also has a big bushy squirrel tail. She stands next to a nest that's filled with macadamia nuts. Autumn squeals because it makes her so happy. Manga Girl signs it and hands it over. Each drawing is better than the last. She's really good. What about Leilani? Todd asked. Did you draw one of her? My mood suddenly sours. I narrow my eyes at Manga Girl. Don't you dare show them that mean cartoon, I think. But apparently reading minds isn't one of Fox Girl's superpowers, because she opens the sketchbook to that horrid drawing of letters attacking me. While everyone else leans forward, I fall back against the pillows. Don't bother signing it, I said. I don't want it. Todd takes another bite of pizza. How come? She's making fun of the fact that I have trouble reading. Autumn nudges me. You should look at it. It's very nice. Nice? I take the drawing from Manga Girl. The worst part is waiting, so I might as well get it over with, I tell myself. The girl in the cartoon has long black hair and is kind of plump like me, but she wears a cape. In the first frames, the letters are attacking her. In the other frames, she's wrestling them to the ground and tying them up. the way cowboys tie calves at a rodeo. In the last frame, she proudly stands on top of a mountain of letters, her hands on her hips, a conquering hero. Thanks, I say with surprise. We cram onto the couch together, even William, and we look through Manga Girl's sketchbook. She's drawn a cartoon of the Haileys as identical robots. There's a drawing of Mr. Pine putting all his students to sleep because he's so boring. There's some realistic drawings of foxes, raccoons, and cats. There's a bunch of self-portraits of Manga Girl in her different hats. She turns to the last page where she started a new self-portrait. This final drawing is different from the others because the lines are darker and there's no hat on her head. As we stare at the drawing, a beam of light shines on our faces. Look! For the first time all night, Autumn's voice is so loud it startles everyone. She points at the window. The clouds have drifted away and a crescent moon hangs above Haley Chun's apartment like a smile, its light shining right through my window. A shiver of excitement dances up my spine. Do you guys still want to make the soup? I ask.